Oh man, the World Jigsaw Puzzle Championships are coming up so soon, and I have been doing so many puzzles to prepare. Like, you will not believe how many puzzles I'm about to show you. But before I get into it, today's video is sponsored by Ravensburger, and they're also sponsoring me to go to Spain for Worlds. And they're the main sponsor of Worlds, so they're providing all of the puzzles for the competition. So that's why we're only practicing Ravensburgers. So let's talk about our team. You might remember that last year I teamed up with Sarah, Evie, and Michaela to be the Misfits, and we won second place of the entire team's competition. So you might be like, well, obviously you have to team up with them again and go for first. Well, we're not, and let me spill all the tea. So Michaela was like, no, and then, but Evie said, no, let me start. So Sarah, no, there's no drama, I promise you. It's just that Evie and Michaela can't go to Worlds this year. And Sarah is sticking with her Minnesota team. We put the betch in You Betcha. So that left me needing to find some new teammates. So let me introduce you to my 2024 Worlds team. I am so excited to be puzzling with Tiffany, Kelly, and Kat. And over the summer, we all got together for a weekend to do some team practice. And in one weekend, we did 19 puzzles, totaling 15,000 pieces. All right, it is World's Puzzle Practice Day here in my childhood bedroom. Look who's here. Okay, so while we wait for Kat to get here, we are going to do this horrible looking, not horrible, just very difficult 500 with just the three of us. So let's see how we do. So for the very first puzzle of the weekend, we did this very busy 500. This is not at all my type of puzzle, so I volunteered to do the edge, and then you know, we slowly started filling things in, but it was a really tough one to start the weekend. All right, we got 3155. This was such a busy puzzle. I don't think any of us enjoyed that.
Well, we all said we also haven't none of us have speed puzzled in a while. So it was kind of, now that hindsight is 2020, it was a little bit of a rough one to start with. Yeah. Lots of room for improvement though. Only up from here.
All right, here is our next puzzle. It's 1,000 now that we're all warmed up. This should actually be okay because it's a lot easier than the last one. Time prediction.
I don't know a 3-person 1,000-piece.
Okay, time prediction.
I think my goal would be under an hour for the three of us, right? Yeah.
Okay, goal is under an hour. So I really liked this one. This is definitely an image that I would choose for myself, and I bought this puzzle, so I will get to do it again all by myself. I loved the sky. I loved the bright colors. There's a lot of distinct objects for each person to individually work on. And at the end, I filled in pretty much all of the plain sky pieces, which is exactly where I like to be. All right, we beat our goal of 55 minutes, which was well under an hour. I loved that sky.
Definitely better than the last one.
I felt like there's always a part that you could be like, oh, I can pick those pieces out.
Yeah, I really liked that one. If we got this at a competition, I'd be solid.
Yeah.
All right, I'm so excited for this. This is the last pairs or solo puzzle from Worlds 22 that I haven't done yet, and I've been waiting to do this as a pair with somebody. Now, Tiffany, you've done it before.
I've done it before, but by myself.
Okay, we're trying beat...
Oh my gosh.
No, don't even look. Don't look. Don't look. Oh, no. Okay, we're trying to beat Alejandro and Susanna. 20 minutes and 17 seconds. So, yeah, we got this. We got this. We got this. You've done this before. We've got this.
Okay, sure.
All right, Alejandro, we're coming for you. 19 minutes. We got this.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Back in the path. Oh, no. We could also go off the board a little, because this isn't quite the size that they would have at Worlds. All right, so I jumped in on the sky while Tiffany knocked out the building super fast. I was so excited to have a nice big sky to work on. Yeah, I think when they did it, they had it in 2 halves for a long time.
That makes sense.
I don't think they connected it for a while, so you can just work on the bottom half.
Yep.
And then eventually we'll put them together.
Yeah.
Now, in hindsight, I think I should have just worked upside down. There really wasn't any reason to have it facing towards me, except that that's the way I had started putting it together. Also, we should have had another piece of foam board next to us, because I pulled the clip of Alejandro and Susanna, and they had a lot more space to spread out. So here you can see them combining their 2 halves at about 13 minutes. And I flipped my section at about the same time, just coming up on 13 minutes. But again, we should have had more space to spread out, because we still didn't combine everything until 17 minutes in. Oh, good. And that connects now. So then I finished up all of the blue while Tiffany worked on the grass. And this was a way harder image than they made it seem. I went into it so confident, and then I was just like, oh no, this is a lot. Especially all of the blurry flowers at the end, which were easily the hardest part.
Oh, yeah.
29:46. Oh boy. Okay, our time was 29:46. About 9 minutes slower than Alejandro. Well, we were about a minute behind Kiara and Nicola, so we would have been 7th place. That's really good.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
I think that's fine. Also, I don't know if you noticed Kelly behind us doing a circle of colors. You just have a whole lot of teal left. So now, before we have lunch, we're going to try to knock out one more puzzle. It's going to be Pets of Palm Springs from Nationals. We're going to try to finish it before Kelly finishes her puzzle. Let's see if we can do it. Oh, and I forgot to say, but the time we were trying to beat was by Kelly sitting right next to us, and Andrea Pang, they got 22:56.
Come on, go.
puzzle has good vibes. They did it very fast. So again, we should have had a little more space to spread out, but I started on the edge while Tiffany did some various bright colored sections. I think flashbacks to the other one that we did.
Made that sound like it was a bad thing.
Well, it was a bit stressful.
I loved that one.
Yeah, I mean, I would like this one just for fun, but it was a little busy for me to love doing it for speed.
I did not, like, intentionally hug all the pieces over here, but that's definitely, like, what ended up happening.
But I was happy that Tiffany let me do the green and the blue, because I definitely think that's the easiest part. And we were moving along pretty quickly.
He's gonna go down there.
Oh,
okay.
Careful.
Disaster avoided.
Okay, this part is so busy. This is my worst nightmare.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so we definitely slowed down here at the end, but overall, I think that went relatively smoothly. No, I got it. Ah, wrong way. No.
So close too. She's on the edge.
We've been doing this edge for so long.
Oh, we were at 28-18, so we would not have beat you. Let's see. We did not beat Yvonne and Evie. We did not beat Emma and Mari. 5th place. Again, 5th place!
I feel like consistency is good.
All right, Kelly, you got it. You got this. You got this.
No pressure as we watch you finish.
Yeah, we'll just be here.
Ooh.
All right, what was your time?
109.15.
I mean, for this one, I think that's good.
I don't know. It was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be.
So then we knocked out one more quick 500 while we waited for Kat to arrive. We were doing this on the porch table, so it was not competition conditions, but it was a pretty easy and quick one. All right, that was our fastest time today yet, 21 minutes. Oh, basically 22 minutes, but it says 21. All right, our full team has arrived. So the first puzzle that we're all going to do together as a team is this record store puzzle. We looked up the speedpuzzling.com results. We're trying to beat 45 minutes. Do you guys think we can do it?
Absolutely.
I think so. Yes.
I think we can.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's see. Usually when I say stuff like that, everyone's like, no. I tend to be very ambitious.
That's when you're asking us if we can beat Alejandra.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so this was a pretty easy one. I really liked doing the edge, the door, and then the record store text. It was definitely one where we referred to the box quite a lot since it's a lot of small elements, but I think we all worked really well together as a team. Yeah, I would be happy to get this one during a competition. All right, our time, 39:46, so we beat our goal of 45. I got a little overwhelmed in the middle,
Yeah.
but overall I liked it.
Yeah.
All right, for our second and third puzzles, we're going to do 2000s back to back. We decided on an easy one, hopefully, and a medium one, which is like a classic image that we could get. You guys up for it?
Yep. Feeling good.
Okay, so last year when I was practicing with the Misfits, I don't think we ever did 2 1000s back to back until the actual competition. But this year, we actually practiced it 3 times. So I thought this nautical illustration would be pretty easy. I thought there would be a lot of good color separation. I was wrong. Once we got going, all of the blue just started looking the same. I tried to work on the buildings, and actually, something funny that we determined over the weekend is that I love buildings and windows. It's one of my favorite things to puzzle. And Tiffany hates buildings and windows, which is good to know because I might have tried to share them instead of hogging the best part, but it's not the best part for her. Anyway, this puzzle was a really tough one, but we did manage it in under an hour. So then we immediately started the next one, and immediately, I think we all knew that this had been a mistake. I mean, I was happy to do the sunset, but that was only maybe a third of the puzzle. The rest was pretty dark, and it all kind of looked the same. So this one was a real struggle, and I have learned not to get tricked by a pretty sunset if the rest of the puzzle isn't quite as easy. Oh man. Well, clearly I'm not allowed to pick the puzzles anymore. Those were both really hard. The first one, what did I say, 53?
Yeah.
20-ish.
20-something.
20-something.
22.
And then this one was about almost exactly 1 hour, because our time for both was 1:53:01 plus 10 seconds, because we had a piece on the floor. All right, we're going to not do a puzzle for a little while now. Let's get some fresh air.
Yes.
All right, we have taken a break for dinner, and now we are back at it. We decided to do something fun, so we're doing this Beatles puzzle. Yeah, I mean, besides this, we were just talking about how many white pieces there probably are, but I think it looks fun. So, yes, I can confirm that this was as fun as it looked. I love puzzles with some kind of grid or collage style. I liked that we each had distinct things to work on, and it was so satisfying as we started attaching the album covers together. Plus, there was text overlaid on the background, which meant you knew which way to orient the pieces, so the background wasn't nearly as hard as it could have been. The only hard part was the white album, which Kelly did so great on. She really sacrificed herself to this huge amount of solid color pieces. So that took us 46 minutes, but it honestly felt faster just because it was such a fun image. So that was everything for day one. That was 10 puzzles totaling 7,500 pieces. Also, come here. Don't tell Ravensburger, but that night we actually did a secret 11th puzzle, and it's one that wasn't a Ravensburger. Oh my gosh, the scandal. But I don't actually have any footage of it because we didn't actually finish it. We were all so tired from all of that puzzling that we all just went to bed early. All right, it is day 2 of our team training weekend. We're going to do a little warm-up with a puzzle that might look a little familiar. It's probably the easiest 1,000-piece that we have here, so I mean, I've done this one 3 times already, so we're just going to run through this. So it is so exciting every time that I get to solve the puzzle that I designed. And this puzzle definitely takes some getting used to because it's an interesting texture having the puzzle cut on top of the puzzle, but we each picked a color and we knew it was gonna go pretty fast. And again, it is just so satisfying every time the sections connect together. Also, every single team that I've seen do this puzzle, they always end in the red section because that's the biggest section with the most similar pieces to each other. So it makes sense. It's just something interesting that came about that I hadn't planned when I was designing it. All right, so our time was 38:26, and we actually have a team time to compare this to because if you remember, the Reuters and Andrea and Becca did this puzzle at Nationals for time. Are you guys ready? Don't look. Don't look. Don't look. No, don't look. So our time was 38:26. And theirs was 39:17.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so maybe our celebration was a little premature because this same puzzle was actually used a few weeks later at the Massachusetts state competition. And I mean, first, it is so exciting to see it used in a competition and see so many people working on it. But this team that you just saw, Wicked Quick, they did beat our time. But Tiffany was on the second place team and they were only seconds behind. All right, we have changed locations so that hopefully we can have a little more space around this table. And we're about to do something horrible.
Yeah.
The first one is not bad at all, but we're going to do another 2 puzzles in a row, just like at Worlds. And, I already know I'm going to be miserable through this entire puzzle.
I think we'll make it through, but I think the title of the puzzle is apt. It's Merlin's Labor.
Well, we'll have fun with this one. Okay, so for our second double puzzle, I loved the origami puzzle. It's so fun and colorful. It is busy, but it's not too busy. But we all knew looming over us was Merlin's laboratory, which no one was really looking forward to. So we made the switch at about 41 minutes, which is a very solid time for a 1,000-piece puzzle. So then, in Merlin's laboratory, there were a couple of colors, like teeny tiny sections of pink and green and purple, which we did first thing. But then everything else was the same color. So this one was so much slower. I didn't love it. And we didn't even film an outro because we were all so tired. But that was 1 hour and 49 minutes in total. So the second one alone was 1 hour and 7 minutes. Moving on, the next one was Enchanted Lands, and I feel like this one went fine. Once again, there was a big sky for me to work on, and there were some dark sections, but we made it through. I forgot to get a final shot of this puzzle, so I'll just tell you now, our time was 42:24, which, again, I think is very solid for a 1,000-piece puzzle. All right, we are doing one more double puzzle. We are going to do this very pretty illustration and this very pretty illustration. I think, which one do we think will be easier? It's hard to say.
I don't know. I've done this one before, so for me, that one. But
Yeah.
I think this one.
Probably this one. There are more different textures. This is one where they all kind of blend into each other. So we'll see.
3, 2, 1, go.
So this was our second double of the day. And this first puzzle was so fun. As soon as I saw it online, I was like, I need to have that. Even if we don't practice it, I just want to do it for fun. I loved all of the different textures, and it was tricky, but it was doable. Like, I think this is a really good competition puzzle because it's not super straightforward, but you're always making progress. So we finished that in about 50 minutes, and then the next one was a mistake. Clearly, I should not be allowed to choose these puzzles. So when I saw it, I thought that the buildings would be easy because they're all different colors, and I thought there was enough going on to be able to differentiate the different sections. In reality, this painted texture made everything look the same, so it was extremely slow going. Like the kind of puzzle where every single piece that you find feels like a victory. So this was easily our slowest puzzle of the entire weekend. And once again, we were so exhausted afterwards that I just wasn't gonna make everyone film an outro. But here are the times. It was an hour 20 to do the Canada puzzle, which is such a long time. And here's a close-up so you can see what I mean, how none of the elements had any sharp lines between them at all. And then, just to put it in perspective, last year in the team's prelim, we did both of our puzzles in an hour 15. So that's actually faster than the time that it took to do this one single puzzle. So then we decided to do one last very quick one, and this was literally nothing. Since it's a grid and everything is all different colors, we never stopped moving, and it went together so fast. Our time was only 17:37, which is so solid for a 4-person, 500-piece puzzle. So after that, Kat and Kelly had to get going, so we decided to stack up all of our puzzles to see them all in one place. Although then we had to divide them all back up. But then after they left, Tiffany and I did 2 more pairs puzzles. All right, we're gonna do the wait, what am I saying? It's been a long day. Okay, so at Worlds, this was the pairs puzzle for the prelims that neither of us got. So we're finally gonna sit down and do it as a pair. You've done it before.
I've done it before.
And you thought it was hard.
Yes.
Well, the time we're trying to beat is...
Which one are we trying to beat?
The top time?
Oh, 37 something?
37.
Woo!
We feel like, realistically... more like 45 for us, but we'll see. We got this. We got this.
Yeah.
We haven't already done, like 6,000 pieces today. It's fine. So we were doing this one at night after a full day of team practice and after stopping for dinner. And I was nervous going into it because it's a busy image and there isn't a ton of sorting that you can do up front. But I actually liked it more than I expected, and I feel like I spotted more details than I expected. So at 37 minutes, when Sarah and Tobias finished, we're really not too far behind. We did end up shape sorting at the very end, but yeah, I felt pretty good about that one. Oh man. So that took us 47:22. I honestly thought we were doing that so fast.
Yeah, that really didn't feel that bad to me. Mm-hmm.
So 47:22 would have been 6th place. Right after Dawn and Andrea. Solidly 6th place. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this is it. So Tiffany's leaving in just a little bit, but before she goes, we have time to do one more pairs puzzle. Now, Kiara and Kati did this puzzle in, 20 minutes exactly, pretty much?
Yeah.
So that's what we're going for.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
All right, so I wouldn't even sort edges on this one.
Okay, yeah, I like the bright green and the bright reds. So this was another one that we knew would be super fast. We just started grabbing colors and getting little sections together until we were finally ready to combine them.
Okay, I think it's time to connect.
Okay.
Because they are going to connect in the middle.
Yeah. And then I want to pull basically all the outline, and I can work on getting those in if you want to finish the last letters. So at the end, the map in the background was a little tricky, but I feel like we never stopped moving, and we weren't too far off our 20-minute goal. Our time was 24:05, which I think is very solid. So that was it for the team's practice weekend. So here are all of the puzzles that we did on day 2, plus that one puzzle from day 3. In total, that was 19 puzzles and 15,000 pieces. And here you can see all of them arranged by time. But looking at just the puzzles that we did as a 4-person team, the Canada puzzle was easily the slowest, followed by Merlin's Laboratory. And my puzzle, Colors on Colors, was the fastest, followed by Vintage Vinyl. Then for our pairs puzzles, Ludicrous Library was definitely the slowest, but the other 3 were actually pretty similar. Also, I took full video with audio of those 3 solves, so the full videos are up on Patreon if you want to get the same puzzles and race us in real time. So I've actually done a couple more solo puzzles as practice already, including this postcard from Paris puzzle, which I set up just for this video. I definitely think that this one is going to show up at Worlds, and I think this is going to be the fastest solve that we've seen yet at Worlds. That's just my prediction, but I think I need to wrap up this video, so I'm actually going to wait until the next video where I'm going to share all of my predictions and all of the insights from this extra solo practice that I've been doing. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, thank you to Ravensburger for sponsoring this video and for sponsoring me to go to Spain. To be clear, they did not provide any of the practice puzzles that I showed, but they are sponsoring Worlds and they're providing all of the puzzles for Worlds. So I'm gonna have links to all of the puzzles right down below. Let me know which one was your favorite. Your code word for the comments will be Canada, because that one puzzle we did was so hard. If they give us that Canada puzzle, like to choose for the team's semifinals, I'm just putting it out there now. Nobody choose that one for a speed competition. So here is the full schedule of all of the different events at Worlds if you want to get that down in your calendar. But stay tuned, because in my next video, I'm going to be sharing everything that you need to know watching at home. Oh man, the competition is getting so fierce this year. Wish us luck.